So I run Ignition in the capacity of Chief Executive Officer. Ignition is an artificial intelligence and machine learning driven technology company wherein we work with organizations to help them digitally transform and prepare for the AI fourth industrial revolution. We work with them strategically on their processes and different functions to see how AI can augment the current processes and enable transparency, efficiency, and productivity enhancement. So I remember when I started my career almost 10 years back, I used to be mentored by a gentleman in my organization who taught me at an early age of my professional career that ultimately it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have or what kind of skills you have, but it's very important to manage relationships, because whatever product or service you may be developing or selling, at the end of the day you are making a solution for a person and you are selling it ultimately to a human being. So it's very important to develop those human relationship skills, which over the years I realized matter far more than the technical skills. Coming from an engineering background, it was always very intuitive for me to focus more on building the best product and focusing more on technology. But I think to be able to strike a balance between making amazing products and at the same time making sure that you're developing those products for some actual users who are going to be using it. So to experience that relationship and interpersonal skills was a great learning from me from that gentleman. So I believe that as a leader, there are two critical things which I have to do on a day-to-day basis. One is to make sure that the joint vision of the organization, which we have set up as an organization, is up to date. We are following that vision, and at the same time, we are able to build a culture and an environment where people feel motivated and empowered enough to pursue that vision on their own. So it's no longer my vision executed by others, but it's a joint vision in which everybody believes in and they feel comfortable and motivated to achieve that vision together. So one of the things which have worked for us is we do these weekly sessions in which we come up with large scale big problems. So what I believe is sometimes we get too focused on micro problems and day-to-day operational affairs, and which gives very little room for creativity. But if you try to solve some of the big problems, let's say climate change or pollution or mobility across the world or traffic management, it just starts to trigger certain creative juices in your mind and you start to think creatively. So that's what we do on a weekly basis, that we try to solve some of the really big problems in the world today, and from that we try to trigger creative thinking in the organization. So according to a recent report published by the UK government, I was reading that almost 30% of the entire workforce in the UK needs to be retrained in the next 5 years owing to AI and ML. So I believe it's already there. It's no longer talk of the town. The facts are here that the entire organization across different functions and departments would need to be reskilled and retrained, because fundamentally the job roles and functions will evolve, which happened many years ago with the second and third industrial revolution as well, where lower cognitive tasks were automated using software technologies. Now even higher order cognitive skills could be restructured and solved using AI. So I think there'll be a fundamental change in the roles across different processes and functions. So those people who are currently employed in their respective functions need to relook at their job differently and need to make sure that they are upskilled and retrained in those specific processes. For new graduates entering the job market, they have to make sure that they are aware in terms of how AI broadly impacts their role. Like if you're an engineering student, you need to see how developer role is changing with the use of AI tools and technologies. If you're an HR professional, you have to see how recruitment is being handled by bots. So you now have to focus more on interviewing skills, because AI can take care of even higher cognitive skills for you. So I think it's going to be very specific to each job role and processes, but fundamentally it will significantly transform and there would be a higher need to be retrained. So I believe that most organizations who look at implementing AI projects and we work with them, the one of the bigger challenges is to have historical data, because as AI systems learn using machine learning on their own, they always need a historical data to start with. And many organizations would have this data in structured or unstructured format, and there is a lot of redundancy in those data. So we need to make sure that before any AI project starts, there is a data cleansing and hygiene exercise which is done to make sure that this historical data is readily available. And secondly, I think AI trained skilled people are also not available in abundance. So many times in the organizations, when the project starts, you need to have people who are trained in AI to program manage it. So there is a dearth of AI professionals at the moment. So I believe that's the second impediment we see in implementing AI projects. So, I mean, I personally believe that there is no concept of work life. There is a work life and then there is a non-work life. But that's me, right? I believe that if you try to segregate work into certain category of hours in which you will only work, I think that to me is for a person who is either not in the right job or who is generally uninspired in life. So if you're really passionate about the problem you're trying to solve, you literally give it a go 24/7. At the same time, what we try to do in our organization is we try to give flexibility to our employees, that whenever they want to work on their individual projects or they want to spend time with their families, they can work from home. And there are different environments which we create to help them work during flexible hours as well, those who need that. But I fundamentally believe that work and life need to be seamlessly integrated, and that can only happen if you are pursuing something which is worth pursuing and you are passionate and motivated about what you do. So YLC has been a significant contributor to my personal growth, and the kind of network which has been built with fellow entrepreneurs through YLC network has been amazing. I think for my mind it's very similar to like a support group which one has in their personal lives. I think in a professional capacity it's like a support group for entrepreneurs where they can lean on each other for support, for mentorship, for guidance, and even cross collaborations and synergies in business as well. So for me personally, it's been an amazing journey to be part of YLC, and I would recommend it to everyone.